Good morning, everyone. Welcome to another daily vlog. If you're not familiar with this setting, this is basically my home office and the setting for most of the videos that I have on my main channel. And today I'm working from home and I'm not at the office. And yeah, I kind of wanted to talk to you about, working at home, my work in general, and use this opportunity to, share a little bit about my life and what I'm doing. And I'm again using these Sennheiser Profile mic set on my Fuji XM5. I have to say, I really enjoy the audio quality. I'm still testing this, I'm still reviewing this, but let me know in the comment section below, how do you like the audio quality? The audio quality of the DJI Mic 2 is good, and especially in combination with the DJI Pocket 3. It is such a good vlogging setup. But when I'm at home, I think this setup with this reporter style mic set is really cool. I enjoy that quite a lot, to have this in my hand, and once I put this into my editing software, I really enjoy the sound quality. So really happy that I can review this, and there will definitely be a video about this on my main YouTube channel. And as I said, this week I have had the fortunate opportunity to work on this big project as a freelance film editor for this beauty fragrance slash I just kind of toppled down my kettlebell. This is also the place where I'm working out, so there's a kettlebell here. This beauty company, and I was really lucky to get that job because in actuality, I was planned for that job, but the job then went to a different editor who unfortunately had to be replaced by me. And as I've mentioned, one of the reasons why they got me on that job. All right, always double check your memory card because, my memory card was full and I didn't check that, so the recording stopped. Where was I? So I was booked to this editing job because I have really good communication skills, and the editor before me, although she did a really good job at editing, there were some communications issues, which is why, unfortunately, the client didn't want her on the job anymore, and I was kind of asked to be on the job. And fortunately for me, A, that was good that I'm now having a freelance job, and B, it was really good to see that, or it is good to see, because I'm still working on that project, it is very good to see that the client is extremely happy with my work and all of the process or progress, the process that we're working on and the progress that we're making. The client is extremely happy and already asked me if I potentially would be available in August. So I'm really happy about that, especially considering, as you maybe already know from my last vlogs, that I'm having this legal issue with the client that's not paying me. And unfortunately, yesterday, I got the letter or an email from my lawyer that we are invited to court to kind of present our side of the story. Unfortunately, that is in November. So basically, my client who's not paying me has a few more months not to pay me, or maybe to pay me, but it will take a very long time until this thing is being resolved. So I'm happy to be able to work this job and do everything that is in my might to be able to kind of create some more work, which probably will be the topic of tomorrow's vlog. But anyway, in this job, I was working in the office of my client, which is always really cool. I like working in an office, being surrounded by either clients or other freelancers, and it is a really cool place to work, very close to the client and in an office. However, since the pandemic many years ago, remote work is a very valid option. And honestly, I prefer working remote because I neither have to commute that far just to get to the office. Then I have sometimes good workstations, sometimes I don't. Or yesterday or the day before, I was working on a Windows computer, which is okay, but I need to kind of switch my brain around because all of the key bindings are a little bit different. And yeah, the whole system works different. For example, on Apple, Command D is duplicate. On Windows, it's delete. I accidentally almost deleted a very important file because I pushed Control D, thinking it would duplicate, but it deleted. And fortunately, the system or the Windows system asked me, hey, are you sure you want to delete that? And I was like, oh no, I wanted to duplicate, not to delete. So that was something where I was like, I'm not saying Windows is terrible. It's every system is great. It's just a matter of getting used to it, right? So, that is something where my brain really needs to kind of rethink everything, and that is sometimes a little bit annoying. Then sometimes you have workstations where not everything is working properly, and that's the reason why I always bring my own peripherals like mouse and keyboard. Sometimes the stuff is just dirty and I just don't want to touch it, especially after those pandemic years where you kind of want to be sure that you don't have any germs anywhere. So I always bring my own keyboard and stuff like that. Sorry about that. That's my coffee. What I can recommend, by the way, if you make yourself coffee with milk and you foam up the milk, try out vanilla soy milk and kind of make your coffee, and instead of when you're making a cappuccino using milk or whatever it might be, or oat milk, try vanilla soy milk and then kind of foam it up and put that into your coffee. It's amazing. That's what my wife and I have been doing for years now. That's really good. So if you are a little bit of a sweet tooth like I am, then this is really good. So yeah, that are the reasons why I personally don't like to work that often in an office. I like having the interaction and the communication and the how you call those conversations next to the water dispenser. Those kind of conversations, I love them. I love being around people. But I don't really like most of the times the workstations I'm working on. So I prefer working at home, being at my own workstation, knowing that everything works flawlessly and everything is set up the way I need it. And also with remote work, it is most of the times many agencies or clients say, oh yeah, I want to sit next to the editor. But then they come an hour too late. Sometimes, or they come and then they sit there and are in a call and are basically bothering me working. So I need to work with headphones because they're talking very loudly on the phone or in a video call next to me. So while it can be efficient that you sit in the same room working on an edit, it is only efficient to some degree. And most of the time, it gets in my way working because people are talking, or I'm a really talkative person with other people as well. So sometimes I'm already very proficient in working and talking. So don't get me wrong, I do kind of like that and it's no issue for me. But sometimes I just know if there wouldn't be a person in the room and I wouldn't be talking to that person, I would be much faster. So that is the reason why I do prefer working at home, like today, instead of driving or riding to the office and then working there. Although it is really refreshing from time to time. So I do like the mix, like in this job, 3 days in the office, then 2 days at home, and then next week probably going back to the office. I kind of like that mixture, but if I can choose, I would rather work at home and do everything remotely, because sometimes also you have some downtimes because you have to wait for client feedback. And in those downtimes, if I would be at home, for example, like now, I can record a vlog, and that is something that I really enjoy, and being efficient in the time that is available to me. So when I'm waiting for client feedback, I can record a vlog. So that is why I love working at home. But I can understand that some people aren't really liking working at home, because you have to be very, not strict, I don't know what the right word is, but you need to be very mindful of your time and very productive in a way that you don't get distracted by other things. In the beginning, I can totally see that when you're working at home, instead of working, then you see, oh, maybe I can just clean up my office or do whatever, or let's do real quick the dishes or something like that. So I can kind of understand why some people don't want to work at home, because they get distracted, or they at some point have difficulty to kind of separate work and life, because you basically always work at home, and so sometimes you kind of squeeze in stuff. I do that from time to time, but I do see it as something that a freelancer has to do anyway. So if a client sometimes calls me at 8 p.m. and asks me, hey, can you do that real quick? Then yeah, I'm doing that because I can do it from home. So if I would only be working in the office, if they called me at 8 and I'm already at home, usually that doesn't work. So I kind of consider that a service from a freelancer's perspective. But I do understand why some people don't really like to mix your personal life and your work life. But yeah, that was just my short little sharing about working in the office versus working at home. Personally prefer working at home. How about you? Do you like working at home? Do you prefer working in an office? And yeah, what do you think about all of that? And how do you squeeze in, for example, these kind of vlogs? Have you gotten to the point where you kind of are able to, just like I do with these one-take vlogs, squeeze them in some time frame in between when you are kind of commuting from work or have nothing to do, or during your lunch break? Is that something that you already incorporate in your day-to-day life? Let me know in the comment section below. And also, I would really like to know, for those of you who have been watching my videos now regularly, and kudos and thank you to all of you for all of your support. What is there anything that you would like from me to talk about? Also, let me know in the comment section below. And yeah, if you want to see yesterday's vlog, check out the video up here. It was all about not getting boxed into a niche, and YouTube thinks that you like the video down here. And don't forget to subscribe by clicking the button up here. And yeah, I see you in the next video. Thank you very much.